So the thing that's most exciting to me in mobile is that due to the physical constraints of the small screens, you don't have any space for interruption. You can't interrupt the audience with marketing messages the way you could with where you have abundant physical space. So you have to have an endemic experience that's really useful to the audience that they really want to engage with. If you're not endemic to what they're doing, you don't have the space. They're not going to do it. And so with what we're doing with Outbrain, is the beauty of it is that we get that content marketing in any place where a hyperlink can be shown, and a mobile screen is wonderful for that.
I agree, but what's really exciting for me is when we come and talk to brands about the opportunity in mobile, is that it's not only getting that mobile consumers when and where they're engaging with content. It's the notion of being able to showcase your content throughout the whole week, whether it's the workday or the weekend, whether it's the commute or the after hours or the night versus the middle of the day. The consumption in the online space is really looking very much like a graph that is peaking at around noon. And at the mobile space, it's like it's peaking in the morning, it's peaking in the afternoon, evening when the commute to and from work, and over the weekends. So being able to have people engage with your content anytime, anywhere is really, when you have a strategy that is dual, both online and mobile, you can achieve that in efficiencies of scale that were never there before. With brands like General Mills, and they have Tablespoon, they know that people want to engage with their recipes, especially in the afternoon, evening hours when the notion of what am I going to cook to dinner is most important. So being able to be cross-platform for people whenever they are, whether they are thinking about that when they're commuting back from work or when they're in the office going to leave to home, they want to be there anytime to that potential consumer. So I think it poses a huge value, and what's kind of frustrating is still that many brands, even if they have content and they have a content marketing strategy, don't necessarily still or yet have a true mobile optimized experience. And when folks are developing content, the next phase is making sure your content is optimized for the experience of different devices and not kind of a one-size-fit-all kind of an approach. You really have to think about who are my consumers and how are they engaging with my content, and to make sure the whole experience is optimized for them. I personally believe that we've all been brainwashed over the last decade that the online space is amazing because everything is measurable. And that is wrong, and we need to stop thinking along those lines. I think that when you get to think about that, and you only think about the last harvest of a click, the last action that you can get from a consumer, but you never think about true branding, because true branding is very hard to measure, online and offline. How can you measure the exact effect of every single TV spot that you put out, or every single magazine ad that you put out there?
Yeah, it's clear the issue that we have is the attribution issue, and Google is the clearinghouse of intent. They harvest the intent at the exact best moment, which is at the culmination of all that intent that was seeded in people's minds, and they harvest it through the keyword. They get 100% of the recognition for that, and there's no attribution of the funnel. But the truth is people don't just come up to Google and type Samsung TV. They type in Samsung TV because those seeds were planted elsewhere over the years preceding that Google search. And what we're missing is the attribution. But I think there's no question that those seeds have to be planted, and I think that Google pendulum is swinging because we're at pricing perfection on Google. We've kind of all the low-hanging fruit on Google, low-hanging keywords and CPCs are gone, and you just don't have more of those keywords that you want. So the way to start planning more of those future keywords, more of that intent, is by going up funnel and creating the branding and more awareness. And I think eventually we'll get the industry will get better about attribution.